Hi, thank you for joining me. Today I'd like to talk about change and how, as group fitness instructors and especially managers of group fitness or any fitness, need to embrace change and be okay with it. I've had to learn and adapt to this. You think when you graduate from college, which I did in 2011, I'm thinking, got a degree in exercise science and health, I'm good to go. Maybe I have to get a primary certification and continuing my education. But it's something that you need to take on every week, and I love my position as a group fitness manager because every week is different. Every day is different, and I try to keep something sort of a routine as far as like my well-being and making sure I get enough sleep and getting enough to eat and getting enough hydration. But it has to be an ebb and flowing. You're busier some weeks, you're slower some weeks, but on those slower weeks, you try to keep yourself busy by trying new classes, trying new instructors, getting out and branching out of even your location, trying different classes. So embracing change to me and how I found it to be really successful for me is as an instructor taking other classes. I know I've said this a million times, but embracing the fact that you're changing up your routine. If you haven't gone to another instructor's class inside of your facility or outside of your facility in more than 6 months, then you're kind of doing yourself a disservice as a group fitness instructor. You're not learning from other people. You're not taking in how other people say things. You're not learning new exercises. You're not inspiring yourself. You're kind of staying stagnant in your own little world. So along with that, going to conferences, going to continuing education, that has to be happening on a regular basis, and I cannot stress that enough. As an instructor, I think those are important. As a group fitness manager, embracing change to me is understanding the ebbing and flowing of a group fitness department, understanding that some formats may have to go someday. Some formats are going to have to make their way into your department, but always kind of sticking to your guns, I think, is very important when it comes to safety. Some formats can be really unsafe, especially the way our industry is starting to shift into this very boutique-y studio environment where instructors are more like superstars or actors than they are trained professional fitness professionals. So I feel like the industry has some great, passionate, amazing fitness instructors and leaders that are very intuitive when it comes to a great, efficient health and fitness program. And then, of course, there's always those stragglers who do it for the fame, and they've kind of become sellouts. And they look amazing, their bodies look amazing, but they don't know how to help people safely in achieving that healthy body that they have. So as a manager especially, understanding that industry is going to change, ebb and flow, and as an instructor too, not being unafraid of trying new formats as they start to make their way into the industry. And some classes will always be around, or strength classes will always be around, but how can we tweak those things as managers? I think we need to think about that as well. And then I also really believe that what I'm learning is that change is inevitable when it comes to the department itself. People move out of the area that they're teaching in. They could be some of your best instructors who do such an amazing job, and you wonder sometimes, am I going to be able to find someone as good as this person? Or basically you have to start from square one to grow somebody. But change has, to me, almost always been a benefit of some kind. It's always been kind of a blessing in disguise. So take on change, head fast, and just be brave. And when someone comes to you with an idea, let it sit, let yourself think about it for a little while before you immediately shut it down. That's something I've had to really learn as a manager. When people come to you with all these great ideas, you can't help but think to yourself, oh my gosh, that's going to be so much work, when really you need to just remember that, again, it's changing. How can you make your department different than all the other group fitness departments out there? And with these boutique studios, I feel like that's a challenge to us as fitness managers, but it's exciting as well. It gives us the opportunity to branch out, to be different, to get group fitness out there in front of people, because it's being proven everywhere of how useful and profitable it can be, and how it keeps people into fitness longer, and it makes them more part of a community and part of a great fitness environment. So I think change is what I'm learning, and an instructor told me once, and I love the way she said it, was the only thing that stays the same in life is change. So it's kind of a contradiction to itself, but understanding that change is constant. It's something that's going to be a part of our life. It's something we just have to work with and deal with, and we will survive through the change, and we just need to adapt and grow and benefit as fitness leaders from the growth and the change that's happening in the industry, and being happy to embrace